This video is brought to you by AKSIAS.
Okay, good evening. Yeah. First of all, welcome you all to AKSIAS. My name is Uday and I'll be your history faculty here. Fine. But then today we are here not to start the subject history. Yes or no? We are here for a general orientation session. So today I will not be discussing about history, although history is quite an important subject, a very vast subject. But then the focus of today's session is I will be discussing more about the larger examination process as such. Fine. Now, when I say it's an orientation session, it's not a full-fledged class. I'll promise I'll keep the session quite short, 1 hour roughly, not more than that. And towards the end of the session, I'll give some chance for you all to even ask some doubts, because we know that specific students have some specific doubts. And when I say doubts, it's not doubts with respect to management, that like fees, class timings. Those are the things that you'll ask the management. But you should ask me the subject related and exam related doubts. Okay. So fine. Let me then start off. As I said, it will be a general orientation session. No need to write anything and all. But if you find that a point is valid, you can make a note, not an issue. So now, first of all, we will have to see two components. What do you mean by a general orientation session? And why such a session is important or necessary? What do you think we will study in this? You will have some idea, no? In a general orientation session, I will be talking about anyone in that matter. They will talk about what is the examination, how many stages it has, yes or no? What kind of difficulties you will face while preparing for this examination. And I hope no one has any doubt that this is the toughest exam in India. Is it? Toughest exam in India or no? Yes, it is, no doubt about that. And now the question is, why it is so tough? We will discuss all those points. We will see of lakhs and lakhs of students who are preparing for this exam, how many clear every year? Hardly a few hundred of them. Then what is so special about these people? Are they something very great than all of you? Yes, is it so? Nothing like that. These people know some right attitude, they have a right attitude, a right approach towards the examination. And these are the sort of things that we will discuss in today's session. But now, often that is something very understood. And what you think that I am going to speak here is not what you know. There are certain things that will come only out of experience, yes or no? How many ever books you may read, you may not be able to learn certain things. You will definitely have to go through that process. When you have gone through that process, you learn certain things. And as a faculty, I have been there also for a few years or no. And then from this side of the board, I will try to combine the experiences from both the sides, and I will try to make the session beneficial to you all, because we believe that you have taken time and come so far. Yes, so we respect your time, and I hope that with a very short time, I ensure that you take some real benefit from today's class. Now, many people ask, why is this such a session necessary? Now you will very soon understand. Okay, before I go there, for those people who are listening online, in case you have any personal doubts, you can post them to the management. Towards the end of the class, the management will hand over the doubts to me, and I'll address one by one. Fine? Okay, so then why do we need such a session? Now, for example, I explain this process through an example. Now, suppose you have to learn swimming. What will you do? Will you directly jump into the water? What will you do? You will try to learn some basics, yes or no? Otherwise, you are not going to simply jump, right? Obviously, that's a disastrous thing you will do. The same problem happens with many of us. What do? Most of us come here not because we are guided from childhood. Most of us, we come here by losing our way. Recently, UPSC results have been out. Have you heard about a girl named 15th rank, 15th? Can you all tell me her name? Ria Dabi. Who is she? Tina Dabi's sister. Who is Tina Dabi? First ranker a few years ago. Now you see, how is it so easy? Is it so easy that elder sister got first rank just a few years ago, and now within a few years her younger sister has also proven herself that she is no less than her younger sister, elder sister. She's a 15th rank she's got. Now, please tell me, does that happen by chance or by a pure strategy and a correct attitude? Yes. No, that doesn't happen by chance. Never. It cannot happen by chance. Same people from same family getting ranks and ranks, it's not easy. So it's very clear. Now please tell me, what is the secret that Tina or Ria have? Do they have any extra brains than you people? Do they have extra eyes, ears, or something extra neurons inside here? Nothing like that. The point is, both her parents had come from an Indian engineering services background. Both her parents. And from childhood, they have been training both of their children towards the civil services examination from childhood. Now, please tell me, how many of you have been doing that from your childhood? How many of your parents have molded you in that direction? So now you are able to understand why this session is important. Because for most of us, we are not having such kind of a, from childhood. If that would have been the case, right, you'll see, I'll give you another example. If that would have been the case, that from childhood, had we got that orientation, go back home today, do this work. As I said now, I just gave you an example of Ria Dabi and Tina Dabi. 1:15, right? And now, let me also give you another example from this year itself. 10th rank, anyone knows? I do not remember that student's name, but this year, a 10th rank student. Soon after the class, go back home today and read about him. He's a 10th ranker. I'm not able to recollect his name. This year, the results recently announced. This student is from Bihar, and you know, first attempt without coaching. Self-study. How? Self-study without coaching. First attempt. Which rank? 10th rank. Now please tell me. Blindly, he started jumping into the water, swimming. Now, okay, is the swimming pool, imagine, is it a swimming pool or a civil services syllabus is like an ocean? It's like an ocean. And imagine, first of all, without knowing the basics, if you jump into a swimming pool also, you will drown. And imagine jumping into a knowledge of ocean of a knowledge like civil services, such a vast syllabus. You think you might be, you're very intelligent, you are from an IIT, you are from IIM, you are a doctor, and you can crack this exam very easily. Don't believe. Remove all those myths. UPSC raises you and it will show your awqat. That's they say, na? It will show your level to you. So UPSC is ruthless, but UPSC's doors are open for any person who is disciplined, who is determined, and if he or she wants to do something good with their life, UPSC always welcomes you. Yes or no? Now see, a 10th ranker coming from Bihar without coaching, it's not easy. We must respect that person or no? Yes, definitely. He has earned full respect from me. I started reading more and more about this person. Unfortunately, I'm not able to recollect his name. Then, as I said, even this lady's rank was quite very surprising to me. That's very clear. These people have been molded from childhood. Now please tell me, those who are here in the class, how many of you have such an orientation from childhood? Now you see, it is with such kind of people you need to compete. These are your real competitors, not the people sitting behind you, roaming around the streets. These are not the competitors. These are those competitors. Don't you think throughout India, every year there will be some 5,000 people like this? Now, please tell me, forget about the competition of lakhs and lakhs of students. Is it easy to beat these 5,000? Is it easy? No. From childhood, their parents mold them towards that coaching, newspapers and all these things. So that's what makes this examination difficult. Yes, so for them it becomes easy. But for us, who do not have such kind of a background, that's where we are actually lagging. So for such purposes, we at AKS we try to have such a small session so that you will understand what is actually the problem with the examination. Why many people fail? Why? See, some people coming from, you might have heard there are many cases where students come from non-English medium backgrounds. Telugu, Hindi, Kannada, Malayali. They clear the exams or no? Yes, they have been clearing. And people coming from IIT, IIM's backgrounds, they're not able to clear. Fine. So to clear such kind of things, we thought we'll have one such session. And then, so I've given an example of the swimming, that without having correct basics, if you jump into the preparation, definitely you will be drowned. Even if you don't drown, if you survived on the sea, you will never be able to reach the target so easily. Next, you'll see, if I give you a task of cutting a tree, what will you do first? Will you start cutting it, or should you do something else before you do that? You must sharpen your knife. That is all the purpose of these sessions. Yes, fine. So please keep in mind, you see a person who goes on for doing a rigorous exercise. You know that if you start doing rigorous exercise without having any warm-up, what will happen? What will happen? You will start next day, you will understand what is going to happen next day. Fine? Okay, now I hope you all understood what this session is about and why we are going to have this session. Let me now slightly go into that. Okay, to put it very, very simply, without complicating the things, as I see from this side, I think there are three things that happen in this entire journey. Okay, here is the institute, here are you, the student, the candidate, and here is the examination. You come here, we teach you, yes or no, so that you take from here, yes or no, then what you have to do? You have to go and write it in the examination. Will I come and write? No. So what is that? You can clearly see that three people are involved here, that from the institute we do our best to provide the best for you all, and then it is about you people how good you receive them. Yes or no? Because you'll see, when you clap, you require two hands. Dono haath chahiye. मैं कितना भी मारूं, how much ever we hit from this side, but if you people are not enthusiastic enough, the sound wouldn't come. So in this process, let me explain each of them one by one. Fine. Let us take the side of the coaching institute or the teachers. See, now here as teachers, particularly personally me, as well as I have myself seen so many other teachers, we have a lot of pride in what we do. You know, many of the civil service teachers, they feel proud. Yes or no? Why? We are not simply teaching here for silly money. Money can be earned in 100 ways, 1,000 ways, I can say. Yes or no? Now the point is, here we are shaping the future administrators, leaders, citizens of this country. We put our efforts. So it is not simply for ranks or marks that we are training you here. We try to develop an entire personality. At the same time, we don't forget, this is not a moral lecture, moral science class, right? Yes, we do know that the practicality of the examination will be kept in mind. We know what kind of questions come in the examination. That all will be there. Apart from the technical aspect, the focus is also on developing some values and attitudes, which I think are more important than simply having aptitudes. Fine? So, all we will do from our side, we take that. I really personally, at a personal level, I see that teaching for civil service students is really a socially responsible job, and I take my teaching with that seriousness. Because what if I have not cleared the examination? I may not be able to do civil services, but still, is this not a civil service to the nation? It's in my own way. It's my small service I'm doing to my nation. Yes, because though I did not clear the examination, by helping some students, We are indirectly doing some kind of service to the country. Yes. So it is with that sense of moral responsibility that we try to give from this side. Now we give, but now what happens here often, the problem is not in giving, the problem is in, that is the real problem. Thank God Corona in one way. Why? Because before Corona, the classes, there will be 200, 300 students sitting in one class. It's so painful for the teacher, because we really can't pay individual attention to y'all. But in every crisis, there is an opportunity, they say, So even this is an opportunity for y'all, because you can make most of the teacher here. Yes or no? Yeah. And as you will see me from tomorrow, you will get to know that I'll catch hold of you individually also. Yes, to some extent I can ask a lot of questions. Imagine if I have a very big classroom, 200 people, can I ask you all questions? No, I can't ask. Can I test you all? Can I check your answers personally? No, but what in a small room, small classroom? Yes, some thoda to wo asar aayega. Yes, so that is, now point here is we give here, it's not about we, any institute, any teacher, they give their best. But then the problem is the way you see and way you take these things, that's the real problem. Now, I've talked about this side, let me talk about a few things about you people. Now see yourself. Can I say that you're all going through a very crucial stage of your life that's called youth? Not too young, not too old. You're in a right age. And can I say that this age has a lot of energy? Potential bahut hai. A lot of productivity. But the problem is that this age also has a lot of deviations. Yes, too many. Your hormones are hyperactive. And your eyes are very also active. Here and there you see every night 10 o'clock you look at the wine shops. All the bloody wine shops. Yes, you go and see that cigarette shops. That is where the youth is getting spoiled. That's not what we are looking at. I told it's not only in books. You have to see things from your surroundings. You must learn. As a teacher, when I see them, I feel pity. Why don't you guys, what are these parents doing? Why are they letting them do all these things? What will they get by smoking? By boozing and doing all these things? Yes or no? I hope you. So this age is so tender that if you can use the potential of this age, by God, you can work wonders. And no wonder all the great people that you find in history and all the present day, they must have used their energy of their youth very, very productively. Now you see a torchlight, a light, a common light, it has a lot of energy, this has energy. But now that energy is, you see, it's going in different directions. You see a laser beam, it's focused, and you see that it can run. Yes, it can cut anything. It can cut a piece of metal, laser. Now, what is the issue? Is laser great than this one? No, nothing like that. The point is, it's only that it is focused. So the problem with the youth of this country is, I really believe that every one of us, no matter what your background, your financial background, your color, your height, whether you have hair, you don't have hair, it really doesn't matter. What matters is whether you have that energy, can you concentrate your energy? Yes or no? If you can do that, don't you think you may fail in civil services? It doesn't matter, but you will not fail in life. That's what I've learned from my failure in civil services. Yes or no? Yes, you may fail an exam. Yeah, passing or failing an exam is not a big thing. You must be a good person, a citizen in your life, daily life. Yes or no? And if you about thoda up, and this age, youth is so painful. It's like many things keep attracting you towards these things. Yeah, you see things around you, and in this journey, friends become very important. Be careful about people sitting around you. I generally say all these points in the beginning class, okay, because they are the ones who are very dangerous and they can be very, very helpful also. Fine. I hope I'm going in a very structured manner. You're able to see that I'm concentrating on you people, the kind of that psychological drama that goes on in your mind. Fine. And when you come to class, you have all those bloody things going on in your mind, and you come and start simply on, off. That's not happening. So before you come to a class, what should you do? You should clean your mind. Say that, Are yaar, for next 2 hours, let me concentrate whatever is happening in the class. Everything else, it will be outside. Let it keep it outside. After the class, again, that garbage, we can take that. But for those 2 hours, let me not any other thing disturb my mind. This is, now when you have such an attitude, can I say this taking will improve? That's what I'm really talking at. That we give from our side, but then how much is actually going in? If you have a container with holes, what will happen? So, because your body is here, but your mind is there. घर में क्या हो रहा है? कड़ी माइतुंदी, इकड़ी माइतुंदी. यही सब चलता है बच्चों के माइंड में. Because why am I saying all these things? Because I was also there, na? That all happened to us also. So same, that is the main reason why many people fail. So, but now, before you come to class, if your mind is focused, if you can simply train your mind, definitely I can say your receptivity will be higher. So youth is a stage full of potential, but a lot of deviations. I'm just summarizing. If you want to make the best out of your personality, what you need to simply do is concentrate. All that energy you have, you need to simply put in one direction. That's it. As simple as that. If you can do it, probably your chances of success will be slightly higher in the examination. Not only in exam, anywhere you go, now your personality you will stand out in front of others. No doubt about it. Not only in exam, wherever you go. Because you are working, na? You have that energy. You do it in a concentrated manner. That will clearly reflect in whatever you say, whatever you speak, wherever you go. People will understand, there is something special in this guy, something special in this girl. That will show off. Okay. And now, before I move on to that important aspect, the examination, one more point. Please keep in mind that this is a stage, particularly with respect to Indian family, Indian parenting. I'll not say it is positive or negative, but simply that is our culture. We are not Americans, right? In America, what happens? The children are kicked out of the home where the beginning itself. You fall, you learn, you get up. But here, na kodku, na kuturu, na mera beta, mera pachi, yes, that's what happens. So, we are trained. I'm not saying there is nothing wrong in it, okay? There's nothing wrong like that, but then, that's how our culture is. So till now, we have been said that from my childhood, I remember my father used to say, my parents used to say that you get IIT and your life is done. I got IIT, but my life was not done. Yes or no? And now, same. You go, you study, your parents support. And now, we have come to an age where now they need your support because they have grown old or no? Yes? Don't you think your parents are waiting for you all? Why are you all here? To do some fun drama masti? Why are you here? You are here to clear examination, get a job, and what will you do with that job? Yes or no? I hope you're able to understand. So you are in a kind of a transitional phase where till now you were dependent on your parents, but now that you need to go earn money and they will become dependent on you. I'm not saying that your parents can't live without you, okay? Your parents can live without you also, without your support. Then I'm not saying they are rearing you because they are seeing you as a old age security, nothing like that. But out of moral responsibility, it is that please, when you are here, don't forget about your family, because they pay the fee, and every father, every mother, what will they think? That my child is working hard. Don't fool your parents. And by fooling them, whom you are fooling? You are actually fooling yourself. So please don't do that. Don't forget. And as I said, please select your friends very carefully. Don't be in a hurry to select friends. There are very, very dangerous people around you. You do not know their background. You don't know who she or he is in their past life. Yes or no? Everyone is a Indra Sena Reddy in the past life. Patokkadko charitra untadi. Every man, every woman, every guy has a past. वो आपको कभी नहीं दिखाएगा. No one shows you that. Fine. So please don't get fooled by appearances. So that is what is important. So the giving is done, the taking is done. Now let us see the more dangerous one, the examination over there. This is no doubt. Now, before I come to that examination, most of us, we are all here for some type of a job. Then we have private sector jobs, the government sector jobs, government jobs. Now please tell me, which is better? Nothing. Both are fine. That's a civil service aspirant answer. Yes, both are fine. I don't have any problem. Am I a government servant? No. I'm working in a private sector. I'm quite happy. But then to be in private sector, you'll have to be very, very competitive. Very competitive. Otherwise, you'll be kicked out very easily. Okay. Whatever it is, most of us Indians have an habit for that security, right? But once you get into a job, what is the advantage of this? It's not that this is waste, but this is more secure. That once ek baar andar gaye to bahar nahi aana hai, till resignation, you need not worry. No one will kick you out. But what is the problem in private? That's all. They might say, sir, someone we got better than you. You get lost. Yes, that may happen. That is the point here. But why is this more advantageous? Is because there is security. Once you're in, you're there. So that's what attracts people. But then, again, when you look at government jobs, there are two. State, central. Again, no offense to state government jobs. You all know that Telangana government, you know, how many Group 1 survey notifications have come. How many? ठीक है, पता है ना आपको? Okay, no problem. They have their own problems. That is, state government jobs are also there. It's no doubt they are fine. But the problem is they are very irregular. There is no guarantee that every year the government will come up with notification. If it comes this year, 4 साल लग सकता है next notification आने में. You can't wait preparing for those 4 years, no? So, yes, that's the problem with this. And even if an exam comes, there is full possibility of high level of corruptions going on in the interviews and all. There is nothing new that I'm telling, I guess, right? We all know all this. So now, compared to these two, government is better. Again, within government, you have state and central. Which is better? I need not say that, okay? Again, with respect to central, you have staff selection commission, you might have heard. Okay, that's good. Definitely far better than many of these others. Okay, but then again, that is a slightly of a low level, group 2, group those. And now that's where comes this. A beautiful examination, civil services exam. Most secure. And can I say, the officers of this examination are the highest government jobs in India. And when the officers are the highest powers, highest salaries, highest responsibility, highest prestige, everything is highest, exam also will be highest only. No doubt about that. Definitely. Competition will also be highest. Exam will also be toughest. No doubt. Yes or no? Yes. Now the question is, why it is so tough? Let us see that. Here, if you wish to write something, you can write, because this is something more related to your examination. You'll understand why this is so tough. Then you will understand how you can deal with it. So we are seeing reasons for why civil services is called the toughest examination. Why is it so tough? Let us see the reasons. There are different reasons, multiple reasons why this examination is so tough. Please tell me, let me not talk about that pre-main. You all know 3 stages, na? You know, 1 mark equal to 1 year. Yes? Even if you lose it in prelims, you lose in mains, you lose in interview. Suppose you are a person who went till interview. You cleared pre, your parents are happy, you are happy, you cleared mains, oh, super happy. In interview, when the marks come out, you see that you are the first in the list from the, I hope you understand that. After the last rank, you are the first. What will be your feeling? Or, goka mark ra. 1 mark I would have been here. 1 mark equal to 1 year. That's a serious problem with this examination. The problem is the cycle is so huge that any stage you lose, you have to start from the beginning again. That is a very, very painful aspect. That is 1M equal to 1Y, 1 mark equal to 1 year. Second problem, why this exam is toughest. No, without going into talking about pre-mains and interview, let me straightly talk about the mains examination. How many papers we have for general studies? General studies, 4 suppose. Essay is a separate, we'll see the second reason why this examination is so tough is the vastness of the syllabus. Here you have 4 general studies papers plus 1 essay, 1 optional plus 2 qualifying papers. These qualifying papers also not easy, okay? There are many people who fail that also. 4 GS papers, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many subjects you have in each? In paper 1, we have history, geography, society, social issues, Indian society. Paper 2, polity, governance, constitution. I put inside polity only. So even if you see 3 components are there, international relations, governance and polity. Here 5 components are there, economy, ecology, science and technology, internal security and disaster management. That is, yes, these 5. And this one is an entire paper itself, ethics, 250 marks of ethics paper. And within history, my subject, just let me know how many components you have. Look at this. We have Indian history, world history, Indian history. Within Indian history, ancient India, medieval India, modern India, post-independence, art and culture. Sufficient or want more? So you see 4 GS papers. Each GS paper again having so many components. Each component, even to teach my subject history, I will require nearly 150 to 175 hours only to teach. Because in history, I'll have to cover how many years? Thousands of years I need to cover to you all. Yes? Only history utna hai. Geography, world geography, Indian geography, physical geography, social geography. Human geography, go. Society, you again go women, globalization, culture, poverty, social, keep going on and on and on. All of these things you can see, this is what is making the examination tough. It's not easy. Is it so easy that you will study all of them and easy? It's not so easy. Now, this is a very, very beautiful paper. Now, what you study from all these, you'll need to nearly cook a khichdi, you see, that you put all history, geography, polity, economy, and then you are able to make the connections and see that finer points. Writing an essay is an art. Yes, it's a beautiful art, because there you don't simply read and write. You're actually framing things in your mind, interlinking them, and that's a very different skill. And that's actually one place where your personality will come out. And then, you see, your optional. Again, optional has 2 papers, right? 250 marks each. Paper 1 and paper 2. And if you all seen the syllabus of optional, it says, if you all seen the notification of UPSC, it will say, what is the standard of academic knowledge required out of an optional subject? It is mentioned, not graduation, it's mentioned as honors degree level. Honors means it is above bachelor's, below master's. How long does it take to do a bachelor degree? At least 3 years. Master's, 5. Like 2 years master, 3 plus 5 I am saying. Okay. Now, make an average that it should be in 4 years. Okay, you study 4 years optional then. Is it possible? So, you have to study a subject which is generally taught outside in the universities for 4 years that you need to finish off in 4 to 5 months. And not an easy, I'm saying, I'm not trying to scare you people, okay? I'm simply trying to tell you why this exam is tough. It is tough or no? You all know? Am I simply trying to say, am I trying to frighten you? No, I'm simply trying to inform, yes, this is why it is tough. So it's clear that this is tough because it is, the optional is, it is more than bachelor's and, sorry, it is this. Your optional is more than this, but less than your master's. So that is the amount of knowledge, proficiency you must gain in your optional. And apart from them, you also have your English, one compulsory paper, and a regional language you have to write. Not easy. बहुत बचपन में पढ़े होंगे हिंदी तेलुगु. There is a full chance you will fail if you are too arrogant. There are people, a lot of people who have failed there also. Now, the second reason why, so first reason why it's difficult, 1 mark cost 1 year, because it's the cycle itself is 3 stages, very, very painful. Second is the vastness of syllabus. Imagine how many books you have to read. For each book, for ancient India, you will read 1 book, it's sufficient. All questions will come from that book only. Then, how many you have to read? At least 2. For every subject, at least 2 to minimum hai. One basic NCERTs will be there and one standard author by some author. So definitely for every subject 2 books are a must, and those books are not very small, I guess, right? They are quite a good size. So that is the pain why this exam is tough. The third reason, let us go to the third reason why this exam is tough. Now, gone are those days where you simply read from the book and dump there. Do you think UPSC is going to ask you such questions? For that, a Xerox machine is sufficient, I guess. Yes or no? If you want to simply go, whatever you read, don't think that UPSC will ask directly from that examination, that books. No, that's not possible. Long days ago, when there was no internet, when we started our preparation, no, the internet and all these things were not there, YouTubes and all, we didn't have access to any of these. At that time, competition was low. UPSC standard of the questions was also low. But now, when the access to students has increased, more and more people are preparing for the examination. Brighter and brighter minds are coming to the exam. UPSC will also evolve its standards. Yes, no wonder. Please go back home and look into the previous questions. Don't you see the questions are, the tendency is increasingly complex? That simple questions have gone. The questions they're asking in a very twisted and tortured manner. You can't go simply dump and come. He will twist you, he'll taunt you, he'll shock you, he'll surprise you. Such kind of things he's going to, it's a mental torture in the mains. And the mains itself, how many papers you'll have to write? I hope you can see that. Every day 2 papers, 3 hours each, and you will love your thumb later on. You'll understand the importance of this. Yes or no? 3 hours non-stop, I'll say you, I generally tell this in the class because I have myself written 6 mains, so I know the torture of it. So in the examination hall, I'll say through that entire 3 hours, you can't dare to lift your head and look around because you'll get a small heart attack. Because people are they keep on writing. You can't meant to waste a single second also there. Fine. Now let me see it without deviating. That is the third reason is the questions are, the standards are increasing day by day. That is, from simple they are becoming complex. What do I mean by simple to complex is, in one question, previously they used to test only 1 dimension. But now in one question he will test 3 to 4 dimensions. That is, in one question there are 3 to 4 components. So what I really mean is more than one component is being taught here, is being tested. And second, descriptive. He simply used to go and write and come, but that's gone. Now the questions have become very, very analytical, that you need to identify the causes and all those analysis that you have to do it. But the problem here is that, okay, so this is then the third set of questions are also coming nowadays. This is really a beautiful evolution by UPSC. What is this? Opinion based questions. They are asking you not simply tell what is happening, is they are asking you what you think about that. ये बस नहीं है कि आप ये बोल दो कि this is happening like this, that this. No, what do you think? What is your opinion? Please tell me. Because they want to know the way you are thinking, whether you're thinking in a biased manner or whether you're thinking in a balanced manner, such kind of questions are coming nowadays. So it is not simply possible that you go read some few books and go to the examination. You will have to do a lot of writing practices. You will have to go through toppers, answer scripts, model answers, test series. Nowadays preparing for civil services has become more difficult, very frankly, because the competition is high, no doubt, nothing to hide there. The fourth, the questions are difficult, but is he giving you more time? The time is same. So the problem is that everything is in a time bound manner, and also space limitations are there. Yes, you can't write essays, Mahabharatas, Ramayanas and all these things there. There is a question, only limited space. You have to write in that limited space only. That is the problem. Imagine in every general studies paper, for example, for first 3 general studies paper, ethics is a different type of a paper. Well, let us leave that. How many questions you get in every general studies paper? Pakka 20? 20 to pakka aata hi hai. You know, the UPSC is dangerous guy. Every year you will prepare that standardly questions will come 20 questions. You know, in 1 year they will give 25. Did they do it or not in the last few years? You go and see, they did it. Ante, you will go to the exam thinking that 20 will come, I will spend 9 minutes per question, otherwise 25. What is he trying to do? Is he testing your knowledge or is he testing your character, your mental strength? It is not simply knowledge, whether you can withstand pressure, whether you can suddenly, see, when you become a district officer, collector, problem doesn't come and tell you, sir, tomorrow I am going to come. That will come automatically, and then spontaneously you have to take certain decisions. Yes or no? So the same way the UPSC is playing a mind game with you guys. Please remember that. So, but whatever it is, we understand it is average 20 questions, 20 questions. How many minutes you have for each exam? 180 minutes. How many minutes you have for one question? 9 minutes per question. In 9 minutes, okay, you have to read the question. Simple question, Is he asking simple questions? No, it's complex. So you should break that question. You should understand the keywords. You should understand what all components is asking you. That is reading the question. Reading the question itself and understanding what he is really asking itself is a big task. How much minutes it will take? चलेगा 1 minute तो गया वहाँ पे हो गया ना पक्का 1 minute gone. Now will you start immediately writing or should you have a structure in your mind? What all? So the moment you read, you understand what he asked, you will have to recollect from whatever you have read and frame a structure in your mind, and then you will have to start writing it down in a very organized manner and balanced manner. You can't write biased answers. He's not going to ask you simple questions. They will ask you some kind of very sensitive questions they'll ask. So you'll have to argue this side, that side, give a balanced answer. And all this, imagine how much again, I hope you're able to understand the difficulty there. Yes. So you'll have to do all this in 9 minutes for all these questions. All these questions you need to do that. And that is, you need to read the question, you need to frame a structure in your mind, you need to start jotting it down in a very organized, balanced arguments, not random. You should have an introduction, a body, a conclusion. Now, and you're doing all of these things all for all the 20 questions. And now, you know that you also have to use some extra things to attract the examiner. Some flow chart, something. You simply keep writing everything, that's not sufficient. You will have to do some kind of ornamentation. You're putting, that's the real task. And your answer is corrected by whom? Your answers are corrected by whom? By young students? Who is the final evaluator of your answers? They are professors, university professors, they are retired people. You see, when you need to test whether a rice is cooked or not, do you need to go into depth and see that? Or by testing the top layer, you can guess it? So you can guess. The UPSC examiner, he is not born to evaluate your paper. Your paper will be in bundles of paper, yours will be one paper. There should be something so attractive and so special. The examiner should feel, "Arey guys, this guy or this girl has written something, he has done work." So your answer should have matter, because you are not the only guy who's writing the exam. He is not waiting for, "Oh, this guy will come, I'll put marks for him." Nahi, aisa nahi chalta. Your answer should have not only all these components, it must be better than others also. Wo bhi problem hai. Fine. So not easy. Saying this only is so difficult. Imagine doing this. It's not easy. Definitely not easy. But again, people have done. There are people who do. And really, any ranker, people say that this guy has got rank by luck. Luck doesn't work in UPSC. At least not in 3 stages, no? One stage you may be lucky. Second stage, how can you be lucky? Third stage also you're lucky. In one stage you may be lucky. 3 stage, if he is a ranker, she is a ranker, they have done their work. They have understood where the shoe pinches. They know what to do. They know the right attitude. And having good seniors and friends will always be a big asset for you all. Keep that point in mind. Then the 5th point is competitors. Who are your competitors? Most of you people sitting here and those listening online, you will be categorized as one set of people. The freshers who have just graduated or who has started his preparation now without much background and all these things. Okay. But do you think your competition is only with the freshers or with someone else also? There are many people who have been preparing since years, no? Because UPSC itself gives you, even for a general category students, how many attempts it gives? 6 attempts. Imagine if UPSC itself is telling you can try 6 times, you can understand how difficult it is. So there will be second category of people. Please tell me. We call this guys as the repeaters. And then comes a third and more dangerous category. Preparing from childhood, ठीक है. वो भी बहुत danger candidate है. Yes, there is another dangerous people. You should know. Already उनको rank आ गया. This year there was a rank 31 IAS. Last year, you know what was his rank? 98 IPS. And you are competing with whom? An IPS who was already clear. Imagine what is the kind of confidence he will write the exam with. पोते बोता दे. आया तो आया, गया तो गया. उसको कोई टेंशन नहीं है. But what about you people? Oh, what will happen if I don't get, if I don't? See the state of mind? They're superly confident. And now imagine, it is these people you need to cross. Nowadays a lot of freshers, as you just now said, that बचपन से वो भी है बाइजूस, ये सब वो होता है ना, चिन्ना पिल्ला दोस्तों का from childhood. There are students, they are being honed from childhood. There are dangerous people here also. Navodaya Vidyalaya, Kendriya Vidyalaya. Hamara SSC, most of us state selection, state syllabus. You can understand that. Repeaters are there, freshers are there. So if you really need to get there, you need to push through all these people. I hope I've given you good number of reasons why this exam is tough. Should it be tough or no? Because if tomorrow after clearing this examination as an IAS officer, okay, I'm done with this discussion. I've given you 5 reasons why the exam is so tough. Not easy. The approach and all, we'll have some other sessions as I go into the classes. You'll get a lot of inputs from my side, from the institute. They'll give you a lot of inputs. That's a different issue. Today is generally, as I said, I'll try to keep the session quite short. Okay. So now, as we go into the course from tomorrow, as I said, I'll start Modern India for you all, those who are coming here, my history subject. So 1 or 2 more aspects and I'll close the discussion. Coaching. As I said, I've got a list of doubts from the online students. Once I end the session, I will address them one by one. Okay. The coaching. As I just now said, what did I say? 10th ranker, I gave an example. 10th ranker this year. Coaching, is it must? No, he has proven that, and many people have proven that. But do you know their background? No. They should have come from good, at least, I'm not saying financial background, academic guidance and all. There will be, now Riya Dabi, how did she get that rank? Because her sister is there, her parents are there, from childhood they are being pushing her. Yes. So now, not all of us are like that. So we will, don't you think, what I'll say is, if you ask my opinion on coaching, I'll say, if you are so motivated in life, God damn, you even without coaching you can crack, and this year 10th ranker has shown that. But how does coaching help you all? Can coaching help or no? How? Not in getting you ranks. No coaching can get you rank. But yes, it can bring you slightly closer to that, because we will pour our experience to you. Yes, so that you don't commit the same mistakes that we have done, and all the accumulated knowledge that we have from the different textbooks, already it will come in a simplified manner. So what essentially coaching does is the most important thing, in my opinion. It will save that crucial time. You may crack the examination without coaching, but it might take you slightly more time, because I really believe in the spirit of humans, because I've seen some people in my own life also, without anything also, no, they really go through. Personally, for example, I generally take this example, Mr. Modi. I may not have a personal liking for his policies, but if you look at his personality, he is not a doctor, he is not an engineer, he is not an IITian, he is not an IIM, he can't even speak good English like us. But still he's become the Prime Minister to bana. You go and I'll become the Prime Minister? Is it so easy? No, it's not possible. It's not possible. Yes or no? So coaching may not be compulsory, but it to some extent helps. No doubt about that. But it will help only under certain conditions. As I said, when you come to a class, don't come with that mental garbage. When you come, please try to ensure that you remove that. Come, and what I call is preparing yourself, that mental garbage. Please remove this from your mind when you come to the class. It's not possible. It's not like shift delete, na? But what you try to say is, please, let me concentrate here, let me concentrate here. And now, that is before coming to class. Once you are in the class, what do you do? You do your best to take whatever is given in the class and all these things. So, you pay attention, you do. And after class, what should you do? Everyday class? You have to read the notes. Only notes is sufficient, or there will be some reference books the teachers give. Every teacher will give their own extra references books. So what you need to do is study the same topic, revise at least what is given in the notes, do some extra readings from the reference books, pick up your doubts, look into the previous questions. Suppose a topic has been done. One topic was done. What should you do? Okay, everything is done. You came, finished, and that's all. Should you do something else? It will become your responsibility to come and torture the teacher. Hey, why didn't you teach this? Please tell me this. There is a prelims question in this exam, in this topic. This topic was missed in the class. I wrote an answer. Please check me whether this answer is correct or not. Please tell me what more inputs you can give to me. Now this, don't you think it will be far better than simply coming to class, listening and going away? Because class is not a movie or a cinema. Now vachi sushi ellipoyinavani kaadu. No. Yes, many students have this attitude. They will come as if TV serial చూసినట్టు వస్తారు. వచ్చినమా చూసినమా వెళ్ళిపోయినామా ఆయే దేకే గే. That will not work now. You really have to put your heart and soul. I said, na? Both the sides have to come together. Without that, you can't get that sound, that result, impact will not come without your efforts. And can I come? Any teacher cannot come, whether you're studying daily or not. Can I come and check? Is it so easy? No. But if you people come and torture us, hey, please sir, give me these extra inputs, I've written an answer. Can we avoid you? We can't avoid you. We can't run behind you. You have to, I'm not saying run behind us, you catch us. You shouldn't catch us. That is how, I said, coaching helps, but only under certain conditions, that you must make the maximum benefit out of this time. So after the class, you must torture the teacher. That's another, okay. And then I call all these aspects as parallel study. Simply is that when a subject is happening in the course, Teacher is teaching geography. You go and don't study economy at home. What will you study? Geography only. Parallel study. Don't have your own plans of studies. Okay, if you really have some problem, come and talk to the teacher. Sir, say that, sir, madam, sir, I have this thing in my mind. So I already come from so and so background. I have some knowledge about this. I have done my NCRTs. So I need not go through the same classroom course. I want to do some extra work. Okay, that's okay. But if you don't have such plans, simply go by whatever is going in the class and make the best out of it. I hope you are all able to get, because that is, now am I justified why the institute has organized such a session? To some extent I am justified from that time. Yes, many people think swimming ante hey dunku, malla levo, again you'll never get up. That's why before coming into civil services, it's better you have some kind of orientation. Please think about all these points after the class. Don't simply again switch off your mind. No, please think before you sleep tonight. Ask yourself whether can I really do all this. Ask yourself a serious question. No, don't fool your parents. Don't fool yourself. Can I do all this? It is the toughest exam. Yes, it is the toughest, no doubt. Don't simply come here for you or your parents or someone else. If you come, choose what you know what you're choosing, because civil services can destroy your life also. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. अगर returns ज़्यादा है तो risk भी ज़्यादा ही होता है. If risk ज़्यादा है तभी return ज़्यादा रहता है. So what you're doing is, although the exam, once you clear the exam, your life will be like awesome. But that's a different story. How awesome it is, you will learn later on. But if you don't clear it, again it will be a kind of a burden on you all. Fine. Okay. I hope I made some sense in the session. And that's the real purpose, is that to give this orientation. I'm done with the session. Any of you have any doubts, you can go ahead. Meanwhile, there are a few 4 doubts that are the students from online have asked. Shravanti, the number of static questions seem to be increasing over the past few years in prelims. Can you please comment on this? Definitely. See, Shravanti is asking, the number of static questions have seemed to be increasing over the past few years in prelims. That's really a very awesome question that you asked. But what did she mean by static questions? She's saying in the prelims questions, there are static questions and there are current affair questions. Yes, no? That is a fact. What she said is absolutely a fact. That in recent years, last 2-3 years, the number of questions are more from static. But what is the guarantee that this trend will continue? No guarantee. It's good that you asked such a question. UPSC, what is the full form? Union Public Service Commission. But those people who have already prepared it, they have a pet name for it. Unpredictable Service Commission good antardane. Yeah. Why it is so unpredictable? Because you can't say that this year static questions have come more, so next year also static questions will come more. But as you rightly pointed out, so there is a trend in the last 2 to 3 years that proportion of static questions is more than the current, no doubt. But the trend can change any time. Yes, it can change. That's what I'm saying. It's unpredictable. You can't say next year more number of questions will come from current. What will you do? You'll be helpless in such a situation. So you have to prepare for both of this. But as I've seen in my journey as a student as well as a teacher, those people who clear pre, they are really, really strong in their fundamentals. That 5 core subjects, polity, history, geography, economy, science and tech, and ecology, they are thorough in those. All the NCRTs have been done, all the standard textbooks have been done. And to some extent, obviously, they cover minimum current affairs. But no matter you may be perfect in the current affairs, but you're not good at static on the core portion, your chances of clearing prelims is almost nil. Almost nil. So what doubt Shravanti asked was really a good doubt. I appreciate that. Next, another name, I no name here. Please clear my doubt. I wanted to do Ambedkar Open Degree. I am eligible for UPSC examinations. Please clear. You are. Point is that those people who have done their bachelor's are eligible, and the second eligibility will be that even if you are pursuing the last year of your graduation is also fine. You just need to get a kind of a affidavit from your institute that you are doing the last year. In that year you can actually write. But nowadays a trend has started that students need not, you may not appear the exam immediately, but preparation students are already starting even before they are started graduation. To give you all a small joke, that there was an incident last year that I was sitting in the reception, and there was a call, and the management picked up the call, and there is a small girl, she's 9th class, she's asking, when do you give coaching? A 9th class student is also asked, she is giving a call, it's not her parents. A girl, 9th class girl has asked. So it's good that you start your preparation, but then you can give your examination only when you are about to clear the last year. Another doubt, GS papers minimum qualified marks, there are nothing like that. I think it is 25%. I'm not really sure on that, but at least 25% on each paper you must get. Jitendra is asking, can you please make video 2024 batch students for preparation strategy? That we will think about it. 2024, I seem to have a very long-term strategy, but then as I said, even Ria Dabi should have had such a strategy. Okay, so it's not bad and not wrong that you have a long-term strategy. Yeah, we will see if we can make such kind of a video. Fine. If there are any online more? Online again. Yeah, I'm done with those doubts from online. Anyone from online, feel free. See, as a teacher, I believe in one thing, one philosophy, that you have heard in your childhood a phenomenon of resonance. Resonance, winner है? एक tuning fork होता है और एक tuning fork को लाओ तो क्या होता? They will start vibrating in the same frequency. Yes or no? That's when that sync antara, they should come into a same plane. Now if you stay rigid like this, you must be open. When last year before this COVID came, I was not in Hyderabad. I would not have come to Hyderabad also. I was enjoying my classes in Delhi. There the crowd of North India is slightly different. Not to say that we are something inferior to them. I am born and brought up Telangana, Hyderabad, proud to be one. But then when my experiences in teaching in Delhi was very, very different. There the students kind of, by God, they torture you. They really believe in this TTT. They completely have so many doubts, and they really encourage students to do that. Please, if you have anyone, you can go ahead. Yes, please. Okay, that's a very big question that you have asked. 1 second, please. Okay, another doubt has come. Okay, see, here we have a student who's asking what is how to select your optional. But then that's quite a big question, though I'll answer very briefly. Okay, I believe that there are a lot of rankers, videos on YouTube. You can see hundreds of are there, how to select your optional. But from my experience, one or two points. The first thing is that you must have some interest. Must. It is a must. It may be a difficult subject also, but you must have some interest. Now, how will you know whether you have interest or not? You must see out of some optionals that are given, you know that which are more scoring. Social sciences, options like, please tell me a few. Anthro, socio, geography, these are the ones which are more famous. But there are students coming from that engineering, that particular technical backgrounds. Those people are also clearing nowadays, yes or no? But then the problem with that is you must have a good hold on your subject in your while you are pursuing your degree. Because for technical subjects, the coaching availability is very less material is available and all this. There are problems, but there are people coming up with mathematics optionals, chemistry optionals, they're also clearing. But general tendency, masses, we go for these one, socials one. That is a basic criteria we can see. And then the advantage with these are, yes, that there is a lot of coaching material available. There are a lot of institutions and good test series and all of these things are available. But then, obviously within them, again, there are so many anthro, socio, geography, history, so many are there. Now, how would you select them? The point is simply two things. You must do some homework. without doing this, don't select your optional. That 2 things you need to do. I'm not saying anything new, okay? Whatever is generally done, wahi bol raha hu main. That you need to go to the, please tell me, the syllabus, and yes, that's all. That is only thing. These 2 things you must do. Listen to some toppers videos. Select. Obviously, out of these, when you do 1 or 2, 3, 4, you'll zero down. Na? These 3 options are fine. They are suitable to me. What has been the performance of these optionals in the last few years? Let me see 1 or 2 toppers videos. Ye sab karege to you can take a call. This is what I think. 1 second. One more doubt from 1 or 2 more doubts from online. I'll take yours also. I'm done with the session, by the way. I am working and actually I covered few syllabus. Will it be good to give this attempt else next year? See, that I'll not be able to answer unless and until I know how much you have really prepared. And then people preparing while working and studying, I really appreciate you, and you will be appreciated even in the interview also, because those people who are already working, doing a job and being able to reach till the interview level, definitely the interview people will understand your extra efforts, okay? But then for your answer, I'll say that unless and until you have done all the basics, general studies, all the entire optional, you have ready-made notes while working, it is not easy to give your exam the very next year. But if by next, suppose we are in October now, if by next March, in the next 6 months, if you're able to have short notes of all the subjects, including your optional, then probably I can say you can go for that. At least you can give a try. Provided if that is your first attempt, if it's the first attempt, okay? Please, anyone from offline, you can go ahead. No need to ask just because I'm forcing you all to ask. It's up to you. Feel free, and if you wish, you can ask. Anyone? From tomorrow, we will be starting with my subject history, and that will be the modern India. That is the most important aspect of my subject. As you remember some time back, I told you how many components we have in history. Yes, I'll be starting with modern. Okay. No more doubts? Okay, chalo. Thank you so much. I hope the session was beneficial for you all. Take care.
This video is brought to you by AKSIAS.